Dealers nationwide are sitting on billions of dollars in unsold electric vehicles, with some EVs taking over 450 days to move off lots. Despite massive incentives, price cuts up to $12,000, and desperate lease deals, these 10 electric disasters prove that the EV revolution has stalled. While manufacturers promised millions of buyers, the harsh reality reveals inventory nightmares that are bankrupting dealerships and crushing resale values for unsuspecting owners. Mazda MX-30. When you can only sell 66 cars in an entire year across the whole United States, you know something has gone catastrophically wrong. The Mazda MX-30 became the most spectacular electric vehicle failure in modern automotive history.
The car industry is adapting, and the majority of new models being put onto the market now have either fully electric or hybrid engines. But
costing dealers millions in unsold inventory before Mazda pulled the plug in 2023. The key issue was range anxiety taken to an absurd extreme. While competitors offered 250 to 300 miles per charge, Mazda decided 100 miles was somehow acceptable for American drivers. Internal documents reveal this was purely a compliance car strategy designed to meet California emission standards with minimal investment. The company never seriously intended to compete in the real EV market. Dealers quickly realized they were stuck with unsellable inventory. Even in California, where electric vehicle incentives are strongest and buyers are most environmentally conscious, the MX-30 sat on lots for months. Sales reports show single-digit monthly numbers in most months, with the highest month reaching just 18 units nationwide. The financial bloodbath was immediate and brutal. Mazda offered massive incentives, lease deals, and cash rebates, but smart buyers recognized a fundamental flaw when they saw one. A car that can barely reach the next city is not practical transportation in America, where everything is built around longer distances. Manufacturing costs per unit became astronomical as production volumes collapsed. Industry insiders report that Mazda lost tens of thousands of dollars on every MX-30 sold, turning each customer into a financial disaster rather than a profit center. The final blow came when Mazda officially discontinued the model after less than 3 years, admitting complete defeat. Dealers who bought into the electric promise were left holding worthless inventory, while the few buyers who purchased these cars now own vehicles with virtually no resale value. Smart buyers saw this disaster coming from day one and avoided the MX-30 completely, proving that common sense still matters more than manufacturer marketing promises. VinFast VF8 Sit-Fast has burned through over $2 billion in losses while delivering fewer than 1,000 vehicles to American customers, making the VF8 one of the most expensive automotive disasters ever created. This Vietnamese startup rushed an unfinished product to market and is now bleeding money, while desperate dealers slash prices by $12,000 just to move inventory. The problems start the moment you turn on the VF8. Software glitches cause the infotainment system to freeze, crash, or display error messages that require dealer visits to resolve. Automotive journalists who tested the vehicle describe suspension tuning so poor that the car feels like driving a shopping cart over speed bumps, with harsh impacts that make passengers uncomfortable on normal roads. Build quality issues go far beyond software problems. Door panels don't align properly, interior trim pieces fall off during normal use, and the advanced driver assistance systems randomly activate when they shouldn't, causing dangerous situations on highways. Industry insiders report that VinFast knew about these defects but pushed ahead with deliveries anyway to meet investor promises. The safety situation became critical when a family of 4 died in a VF8 crash in California, leading to federal investigations that revealed potential manufacturing defects. This tragedy destroyed any remaining consumer confidence and forced dealers to offer massive discounts just to avoid total inventory losses. Smart buyers recognized these red flags immediately and stayed away completely, while those who bought early are now stuck with vehicles that have plummeted in value and cost thousands in unexpected repairs. Dealer reports show that VinFast warranty claims are running at 10 times the industry average, forcing service departments to learn completely new systems, while part shortages leave customers waiting weeks for basic repairs. The company continues promising improvements through software updates, but fundamental hardware problems cannot be fixed remotely, leaving current owners trapped in a financial nightmare that gets worse every month. Fiat 500e Stellantis has shut down production of the Fiat 500e multiple times this year, costing the company millions in lost manufacturing efficiency, while dealers sit on inventory that takes 459 days to sell. With only 204 units sold in America through 2024, this overpriced city car has become the second slowest selling vehicle in the entire country. The fundamental problem is pricing that makes no sense for what you actually get. Starting at $34,095, the 500e costs more than a Tesla Model 3, while offering just 149 miles of range and the interior space of a golf cart. Smart buyers immediately recognized that paying luxury car prices for a tiny city car with limited capability was financial suicide. European sales tell the same story, crashing 42% as buyers reject the premium pricing strategy. Internal documents reveal that Stellantis expected the cute styling and Italian heritage to justify the massive price premium, but customers proved they care more about value than badge prestige when spending their own money. Manufacturing costs have spiraled out of control as production volumes collapsed. Industry insiders report that the Mirafiori plant in Italy is running at less than 20% capacity, forcing Stellantis to spread fixed costs across fewer vehicles and making each €500 even more expensive to produce. Dealer reports show that the few customers who do inquire about the 500e typically leave once they learn about the limited range and high price compared to competitors. The Tesla Model 3 offers twice the range, more interior space, and access to the supercharger network for just $8,000 more. Current owners are discovering that their cute Italian electric car is depreciating faster than almost any vehicle on the market, with used examples selling for $20,000, less than original purchase prices after just 1 year of ownership. Smart buyers avoided this disaster completely and bought proven alternatives instead. Mercedes EQS/EQE Series Mercedes is bleeding hundreds of millions of dollars as their flagship electric vehicles crash in the marketplace, with EQS sales plummeting 52% and EQE sales dropping 39% compared to the previous year. These vehicles cost over $100,000 when properly equipped, but dealers are now stuck with massive inventory that refuses to move despite aggressive incentives. The core problem is that Mercedes abandoned the elegant design language that made their brand desirable for decades, replacing it with controversial styling that looks more like a computer mouse than a luxury sedan. Smart buyers who could afford these premium vehicles took one look at the blob-like exterior and decided to keep their traditional S-Class sedans instead of paying six figures for something that embarrasses them in country club parking lots. Internal documents reveal that Mercedes executives knew the styling was polarizing but pushed ahead anyway, believing that early electric vehicle adopters would prioritize technology over appearance. This massive miscalculation is now costing the company billions in lost sales and forcing dealers to offer discounts that destroy profit margins completely. Dealer reports show that wealthy customers who can easily afford these vehicles are simply walking away after seeing them in person, often commenting that the cars look unfinished or cheap despite their premium pricing. The few buyers who do purchase these vehicles are discovering that resale values are collapsing faster than any luxury car in recent memory. Mercedes has quietly admitted defeat by announcing that future electric vehicles will return to conventional styling that resembles their successful gasoline models. This represents a complete reversal of their electric design strategy and proves that the entire EQS and EQE experiment was a costly mistake. Current owners are trapped with vehicles that are technically excellent but socially embarrassing, while smart buyers who waited are now getting traditional Mercedes designs with electric powertrains that actually look like luxury cars should. Polestar 2. Polestar is burning through nearly $1 billion per year, while sales crash 40% compared to the previous year, making this Swedish electric vehicle experiment one of the most expensive automotive failures in recent history. Buyers who paid $55,000 for new Polestar 2 sedans are watching their investments collapse to $30,000 in the used car market, representing depreciation losses of $25,000 in just 2 years. The company missed its sales targets by 30% in 2024, forcing management to admit that their premium pricing strategy has completely failed in the competitive electric vehicle marketplace. Internal documents revealed that Polestar executives expected wealthy buyers to pay luxury car prices for what is essentially a rebadged Volvo with different styling, but customers proved they are smarter than corporate planners assumed. Dealer reports show that the Polestar 2 suffers from the worst depreciation rates in the entire electric vehicle industry, making it financial suicide for anyone who needs to sell their car within the first few years of ownership. Smart buyers recognized early that paying premium prices for an unproven brand with limited dealer networks was a recipe for disaster. The fundamental problem is that Polestar offers nothing unique that justifies its high prices compared to established competitors like Tesla, BMW, or Mercedes. The interior feels cheap for the money, the infotainment system is slow and glitchy, and the overall driving experience fails to justify the premium positioning that Volvo executives demanded. Financial analysts report that Polestar needs to secure additional funding soon or face potential bankruptcy, as current cash burn rates cannot continue indefinitely with collapsing sales volumes. Early buyers who believe the marketing hype about Swedish design and sustainability are now stuck with rapidly depreciating assets that cost them thousands every month they continue ownership, while smart buyers who waited can now purchase nearly new examples for almost half the original price. VinFast VF9. VinFast panicked and slashed $12,000 off the VF9's price before a single customer had even taken delivery, proving that this $83,000 three-row SUV was doomed from the moment it was announced. This desperate price cut signals that the company knows they have another disaster on their hands and are trying to minimize losses before the inevitable sales collapse begins. The VF9 inherits every single quality problem that destroyed the VF8's reputation, but now spreads those defects across a larger, more complex vehicle that costs even more to repair when things go wrong. Software glitches that were annoying in a 5-passenger sedan become dangerous in a 7-passenger family hauler, while suspension problems that hurt comfort now affect the safety of children in the third row. Industry insiders report that VinFast rushed the VF9 to market using the same flawed manufacturing processes that created the VF8 nightmare, hoping that American families would be more forgiving of quality issues if the vehicle had more seats. This strategy has backfired completely, as parents are proving to be even more demanding about reliability and safety when their children are involved. Dealer reports show that the few customers who inquire about the VF9 typically change their minds once they learn about the VF8's problems and federal safety investigations. Smart buyers recognize that a company that cannot build a reliable 5-passenger car has no business attempting a more complex 7-passenger vehicle. The financial reality is brutal for anyone considering this purchase. With VinFast's reputation destroyed and resale values collapsing across their entire lineup, buying a VF9 means accepting immediate depreciation losses of $30,000 or more, while also risking expensive repairs that may require weeks of waiting for parts from Vietnam. Current VF8 owners are already warning potential VF9 buyers to avoid repeating their mistakes, creating negative word of mouth that makes this 3-row disaster unsellable regardless of price cuts. BMW iX BMW is watching their $85,000 electric flagship collapse in the marketplace, with iX sales dropping 12.2% compared to the previous year as wealthy buyers reject the controversial styling that destroyed decades of brand heritage. Owners who paid premium prices for this luxury electric SUV are discovering that used values are crashing faster than any BMW in recent memory, costing them tens of thousands in unexpected depreciation. The fundamental problem is that BMW's designers created a front grille so massive and polarizing that it actively repels the exact customers who can afford this expensive vehicle. Smart buyers who have the money for luxury electric SUVs are choosing Mercedes EQS SUVs, Tesla Model X vehicles, or simply keeping their traditional BMW X7s rather than driving something that embarrasses them at country clubs and corporate parking lots. Internal documents reveal that BMW executives knew the styling was controversial, but believed that electric vehicle buyers would prioritize technology over appearance. This massive miscalculation is now costing the company millions as dealers struggle with inventory that sits on lots for months, while competitors with more attractive designs move their vehicles quickly. Dealer reports show that wealthy customers often leave showrooms after seeing the iX in person, with many commenting that the grille makes the vehicle look cheap or unfinished despite its premium pricing and excellent engineering. The few buyers who do purchase these vehicles are discovering that friends and family members frequently make negative comments about the appearance, creating social embarrassment that luxury car buyers never expect. The financial reality is brutal for current owners, as used iX values are dropping $20,000 to $30,000 below original purchase prices after just 2 years of ownership. Smart buyers who waited are now able to purchase nearly new examples at massive discounts, while early adopters are trapped with rapidly depreciating assets that cost them thousands every month they continue ownership. Acura Z DX Acura has created the slowest selling vehicle in America by taking a General Motors platform, slapping Honda badges on it, and charging $60,000 for what customers immediately recognized as corporate laziness. With only 338 units sold and a 599-day supply sitting on dealer lots, this badge-engineered disaster is costing Honda millions in unsold inventory and destroyed brand credibility. The fundamental problem is that smart buyers can easily see through badge engineering when they are spending their own money. The ZDX shares its platform, batteries, and basic technology with the Cadillac Lyriq, but costs more money while offering less luxury and a weaker dealer network for service and charging support. Internal documents reveal that Honda executives thought they could shortcut electric vehicle development by purchasing GM's platform and simply rebadging it as an Acura. But customers proved they are not fooled by cosmetic changes when the underlying vehicle is identical to cheaper alternatives. This lazy approach has backfired completely, creating the most embarrassing sales failure in Acura's history. Dealer reports show that the few customers who do inquire about the ZDX typically leave once they learn it is essentially a rebadged GM product with Honda reliability questions and limited charging infrastructure support. Smart buyers recognize that paying premium prices for a badge-engineered vehicle makes no financial sense when the original version costs less and offers better manufacturer support. The resale value situation is catastrophic for the few buyers who fell for this marketing scheme. Used ZDX vehicles are already selling for $20,000 less than original purchase prices, while similar aged Cadillac Lyriqs hold their value much better because buyers prefer the original to the copy. Current owners are discovering that Honda dealers lack the training and part support needed for GM-based electric systems, forcing them to wait weeks for repairs, while their expensive vehicles sit unusable in service bays. Genesis electrified GV70. Genesis is struggling to sell more than 400 electrified GV70 vehicles per quarter, despite excellent build quality and luxury features, proving that even premium brands cannot overcome fundamental pricing and range problems in today's competitive electric vehicle market. At $66,450, this electric SUV costs $15,000 more than comparable competitors, while offering only 236 miles of range. The core issue is that smart buyers refuse to pay luxury car prices for electric vehicle performance that falls short of basic expectations. Tesla Model Y vehicles offer similar luxury, more range, and access to the supercharger network for $20,000 less, while BMW iX models provide comparable prestige with better technology integration and superior charging speeds. Internal documents reveal that Genesis executives expected their excellent reputation for luxury and reliability to justify the premium pricing, but customers proved they prioritize value and practicality over brand prestige when spending their own money on electric vehicles. This miscalculation is now forcing the company to plan major changes for the 2026 model year. Dealer reports show that wealthy customers who can afford luxury electric SUVs often choose Tesla, BMW, or Mercedes alternatives after comparing specifications and pricing. The lack of federal tax credit eligibility makes the financial disadvantage even worse, costing buyers an additional $7,500 compared to qualifying competitors. The upcoming refresh for 2026 includes a larger battery and Tesla charging compatibility, proving that Genesis admits the original version had fundamental flaws that prevented sales success. Current owners are watching their vehicles depreciate rapidly as the market anticipates the improved version with better range and charging capabilities. Smart buyers who recognize these problems early either chose better alternatives or are waiting for the refreshed version with improved specifications, while early adopters are stuck with vehicles that will become obsolete once the updated model arrives with significantly better performance and features. Volvo C40 Recharge Volvo is losing millions on the C40 Recharge as dealers struggle to move inventory that costs $58,000 while offering significantly less cargo space than the mechanically identical XC40 Recharge that sells for $3,000 less. Smart buyers immediately recognize that paying more money for less practicality makes no financial sense, leaving dealers stuck with vehicles that take months to sell. The fundamental problem is that Volvo sacrificed the utility that customers actually need in order to create a sloping roofline that serves no practical purpose. The fastback design reduces cargo capacity by 30% compared to the regular XC40, making it impossible to carry basic items like golf bags, luggage, or shopping from warehouse stores that families rely on for daily life. Internal documents reveal that Volvo executives believed younger buyers would pay premium prices for sportier styling, but customers proved they prioritize functionality over appearance when spending their own money on expensive electric vehicles. This miscalculation has created a product that satisfies neither practical buyers who need cargo space nor performance buyers who want genuine sports car capability. Dealer reports show that customers who inquire about the C40 typically choose the regular XC40 once they see the cargo space difference and learn about the higher price. European sales have stagnated as buyers recognize that the sloping roofline provides no benefits while creating significant disadvantages for real-world use. The depreciation situation is particularly brutal for C40 owners, as used car buyers are even less willing to accept reduced practicality at premium prices. Smart buyers who need Volvo reliability and electric capability simply purchase the XC40 Recharge and save thousands while getting more useful space. Current C40 owners are discovering that the stylish roofline that attracted them initially becomes a constant source of frustration when they cannot fit basic items in their expensive electric SUV, while practical buyers who chose alternatives enjoy superior utility without sacrificing reliability or electric performance.